Good morning, evening, afternoon. I don't know when you're watching, but today is our last week of Reformation. And today we are celebrating that our church not only is reformed, but it's always reforming. Our scripture from Deuteronomy that you don't get in worship, but fortunately, yay, you get here, our lectionary reading, is from chapter 34, verses 1 through 12. And it is the arrival of the people in the promised land. They have made it through so much. And in the scripture today, I'm going to pan out so you can see the church behind me. God says, here you are. You've made it. All of this is yours now. And it's awesome. It's a great and crowning moment. Only if you look outside today, I hear most of the week is going to be like this, but if you look outside today, it is dark and it is damp and it is miserable. And the people weren't quite as excited as they could have been at arriving in the promised land. And on top of that, not only did they arrive there, but other people are already living there. So they're not being given an empty land. They're being given a land that they're still going to have to do some work to conquer. And because of that, perhaps sometimes that message of being reformed isn't as exciting as it might first seem. Because at first we're like, yes, we need to do these changes. We need to do things that are going to make everything better in the church, and all this will be ours. Woo! And then what happens is we do those things and people leave and people get angry and it causes conflict. And this passage is followed shortly after by the conquests when we have Joshua having to lead armies and fight. And this is not a happy time in history. It's made out to be a happy time, but it's not. Instead, we have this Israel that's still in flux, even though they thought this was going to solve all of their problems. And in a way, that's sort of how Reformation works, right? We change things, we reform things, but in the end, it doesn't solve all of our problems, and it doesn't get us where we think we need to be, even if we thought that was going to be the easy fix in the beginning. So Matthew 22 this week asks, which commandment is greatest? So if we're not going to solve everything with the law, if each little rule doesn't bring us actually closer to solving all of our problems, then what is going to bring us closer? If you look at our law system and what's happened from the beginning and the founding of our country until now, we have so many more laws than we ever used to have. And the purpose of those laws is to make things safer, to make things better, to give people opportunity, and to secure the rights that people have had. And yet here we are, several hundred years later, and we're still struggling with all of those issues because the law in and of itself cannot solve our problems. It is helpful, and it does help keep us safe, and it does help regulate things. But if we forget the things that are most important and leave those behind, the law in and of itself is not going to fix it. Reformation in and of itself will not fix everything. We need more than just the law to change. We need more than just regulations. We need more than just reformation. We need to love God and love each other for real. Not love each other within the law or love each other with the law, but to actually hang all of our laws on the love we have for each other and the love we have for God. And because of that, there is no one reformation, no one and done for us. The church will be and must be a church that is reformed and that is always reforming, because our love has to continue in every context and in every way. And the law can't keep up with that. And the law can't make us love. The law can only punish us for things we do wrong and reward us for the things we do right. But what we need is a little bit more than that. We need love. So as we continue to always be reforming, always be loving. Think about new ways that you can love somebody and show them grace and show them mercy, even if they haven't earned it. Because that's what God does to us. And we should be more like God. So may we be reforming ourselves in perfect love for God and neighbor. Now I'm going to go inside because it is cold out. Bye-bye. See you later.